Mountain News, first at 4, continues. A Southern Kentucky man is dead. Police say the result of a crash. Larry Stoll is charged with murder and DUI. Police say he crashed into a couple riding a motorcycle. Chester Dick died. His fiancee was seriously injured. What's worse is that police say the suspect was driving on a suspended license. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to Dick's family about the loss.
Mary Bupnick and her family came to the courthouse this morning to see the suspect charged in her father's death. Larry Stoll answered to those charges today with a virtual arraignment, but then Bupnick pleaded with the judge to keep this suspect in jail, asking that his bond not be lowered.
I'm begging you, please do not let this man out.
Mary Bupnick asked the Pulaski County District Court judge to not let Larry Stoll out of jail. Police say just after 7 o'clock Saturday night, Stoll's Nissan hit the motorcycle that Chester Dick and his fiancee Lori were riding. A preliminary breathalyzer showed that he had a blood alcohol content of .153. 6 hours later at the hospital, another test showed his level was .065. Stoll's attorney entered a not guilty plea for him Monday. Bupnick says she was riding near her father Saturday and later saw him and his fiancee lying in the road, the motorcycle still attached to the car.
Yeah, the guy that hit him never came back to check on anybody, never came back to help. He knew. He tried
on the road with a motorcycle implanted in the front of his car.
He hit the motorcycle in the tail end, and it was implanted.
Judge Catherine Sloan did not lower Stoll's bond. It still stands at a $500,000 cash or property bond. He'll be back in court next week for a preliminary hearing. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Family members say that Dick's fiancee is still in the hospital with multiple serious injuries. Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are focusing on the Keystone State with dual rallies scheduled in Pennsylvania this evening. CBS's Natalie Brand has the latest campaign news from the White House.
3 weeks from Election Day, and the presidential candidates are crisscrossing the state that could decide it all. Former President Donald Trump is holding a town hall in Philadelphia, while Vice President Kamala Harris rallies tonight in Erie on the other side of Pennsylvania.
Ready to bring the funk?
I'm trying.
Earlier Monday, she sat down for an interview with media host Roland Martin as the campaign steps up its outreach to black voters, particularly men.
There is an intent to suggest to a lot of folks that their vote won't matter.
I love black men. I love them. I love them.
As Trump also courts support from black men, some Democratic Party leaders, including Congressman James Clyburn, worry about turnout.
Black men, like everybody else, want to know exactly what I can expect from Harris administration, and I've been very direct with them.
The campaign unveiled new proposals Monday, including forgivable loans to black entrepreneurs, training and mentorship programs for high-demand industries, and legalizing recreational marijuana nationally.
As new CBS News polling shows the race virtually tied in battleground states, former President Trump leaned into a signature issue, immigration.
We need the agents. We need them badly. And keeping our incredible veteran agents on the force. Don't leave us. Raise your right hand. You're not going to leave. You're not going to leave.
Campaigning in Arizona Sunday, Trump received the endorsement of the Border Patrol Union and said he would work with Congress to hire 10,000 new Border Patrol agents and approve a raise. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Trump earlier this year opposed bipartisan legislation to provide additional money to border security, including funding for new agents. President Biden returned to Florida for a second time in 2 weeks after the recent hurricanes. Yesterday, he met with and thanked local officials for their response to Hurricanes Milton and Helene. He highlighted the sacrifices that responders and officials have been making to help others, calling their work a testament to the resilience of the people of West Florida. He also announced more than $600 million to strengthen the state's power grid. Our parent company, Gray Media, is teaming up with the Salvation Army for hurricane relief efforts. You can make a financial donation by going to floridastormrelief.org. You can just scan the QR code there on your screen and you'll be directed to the right website to donate to the Salvation Army. And Appalachian Regional Health Care is continuing its donation drive for hurricane survivors. They are asking for items like canned food, water, antihistamines like Benadryl, and basic hygiene items. They are also accepting new and unused coats, hats, mittens, and blankets. You can drop off donations from 8 until 5 at any ARH hospital through October 18th, which is this Friday. FEMA was forced to pause aid in several areas impacted by Hurricane Helene in North Carolina over the weekend over reported threats toward responders. The Ashe County Sheriff says some FEMA operations were paused in the county out of an abundance of caution Sunday. The County Emergency Management Office says it was due to threats in some counties. The pauses come amid a backdrop of misinformation about responses to recent storms.
Well, as advertised, cooler temperatures were in store today, and right now live pinpoint Doppler radar is showing a clean sweep across eastern Kentucky, but rain chances will pick up as we go throughout the afternoon hours of your Tuesday. There's a look outside. We stayed mainly cloudy throughout your Monday afternoon, and temperatures right now are in the 50s across 95% of the viewing area. The lone exceptions, Jonesville, Middlesboro, as well as Jacksboro, as we're seeing temperatures in the low 60s. Wise is checking in with 50, Clintwood's at 55, 52 in Jackson, as well as Hazard. When you wake up in the morning, we'll see temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s. A chilly start to your Tuesday, and will stay mainly cloudy as we go throughout the day on Tuesday. Again, rain chances will pick up as we go throughout the afternoon and early evening hours. Some places may even see a drop in the late morning hours as well. Now the question is, how long will the cooler temperatures stay in play? Because there's a warming trend somewhere, and albeit a small warming trend, a warming trend nonetheless. Details on that in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thanks. The Pentagon says it is sending American troops to Israel along with a new missile system as tensions with Iran escalate. The announcement comes as Hezbollah militants killed 4 Israeli soldiers in another strike. CBS's Remy Inocencio has the latest from Tel Aviv.
This is one of America's most advanced anti-ballistic missile systems, and a U.S. official tells CBS News around 100 U.S. troops will deploy to Israel to operate it. The terminal, high-altitude area defense system known as THAAD will help bolster Israel's defenses as tensions escalate across the Middle East. The green light, straight from President Biden, comes after Hezbollah militants in Lebanon launched a deadly drone attack Sunday, killing 4 Israeli soldiers and wounding several dozen more. It hit the dining hall at a military base for new recruits. And at the same base on Monday, more threats from the Iran-backed militia.
We've just gotten the air raid alert. You can see we're right outside of the Golani Air Base. We're here right now with all of these other Israeli soldiers. We're about 60-65 miles from the border with Lebanon.
Hezbollah's attacks are retaliation for Israeli forces pushing into southern Lebanon 2 weeks ago. Israel says it's determined to destroy Hezbollah, so some 70,000 residents can return to their homes in northern Israel. Iran fired nearly 200 missiles into the country earlier this month, and U.S. officials are still tracking a possible military response from Israel. Iran is warning against America's decision to strengthen support for its ally with more defense systems and boots on the ground. The foreign minister saying the U.S. is putting lives of its troops at risk. Remy Inocencio, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
The State Department says it strongly encourages U.S. citizens in Lebanon to leave the country now because of the volatile and unpredictable security situation. Coming up on First at 4, how a popular shoemaker is celebrating the spooky season by creating matching footwear for you and your 4-legged friends.
And if you have plans to take the dog out for the next few hours, we'll see temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Will stay partly cloudy for the next several hours. Details in a few minutes.